Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. This is Jones. So we're here in a security CompTIA security practice test once again. This is not the actual test. This is only just a practice test. It's up to you if you want to. As for me, it's gonna be an additional resources while doing this one. Practicing with me and let's go. So question number one. All right, question number one. Packet industry is currently using pre-configured computing platform for their web application that is providing education assistance to their customer. The vendors they are working with provide the operating system, update and patching the system. But packet industries has to keep software on the server update themselves. Which of the following solution are they likely using? Okay. What do you think? In this question, what do you think? Because do you know that's IaaS? This is the web. This is cloud something. All right. What do you think is the best answer here? A, B, C, or D? All right. It's time up. All right, the answer here is I'm going to B. Let's try that. Why is that? Because platform as a service offers several advanced services for organizations that cannot buy licenses for personal use. It allows organizations to develop applications in a virtual environment while still using the expensive tools offered by the cloud provider. All right, so that's the answer. Let's go to the next question. Question number 2. Users are complaining that there are too many login credentials to remember. So they are using simpler password to help remember them all. The Chief Operation Officer wants to remove the complexity in the authentication process to ease the burden on the users. What can be used to centralize authentication? So users only need to enter credential once for multiple systems. All right. A is single authentication. B, single sign-on. C, multi-factor authentication. D, global authentication. What do you think is the best answer here? All right. That's 1 minute. Okay. All right, if you're ready, let's the answer is what? If you answer B, that's the right answer. Why is that? Single sign-on system allow a user to enter a username and password in one location. To get access to multiple systems, this limits the needs of the user to remember separate passwords for different systems, making it much more convenient. All right, let's go to the next question, number 3. Question number 3. A security assessment firm has developed a list of risks that are likely to occur at the Acme Incorporated and has presented them in order to priority and impact to the organization. There are no financial figures tied to the risk analysis. Which of the following scenario driven and does not attempt to assign dollar values to component of the risk analysis? A, qualitative risk assessment. B, risk mitigation. C, residual risk. D, quantitative risk assessment. All right. Ready? All right. My answer is what? Before when I start when the first time practicing this one, I'm always go to quantitative risk, but the answer is qualitative risk assessment. Why is that? Qualitative assessment is a scenario driven and does not attempt to assign dollar values to a component of the risk analysis. Purely quantitative risk assessment is hard to achieve because some items are difficult to be too tied to fixed dollars amount. Absolute qualitative risk analysis is possible because it's ranked the seriousness of threats and sensitivity of assets into grades of classes such as low, medium, and high. The ranking is subjective. Alright, so that's the answer. Develop risks that are accurate. Assessment firm, something like that. You see the assessment firm develop a list of risks. So this something like you can go with qualitative risks or quantitative. This is the amount. Okay. Next question. There are reports that a server on the network has been compromised and may be sending malicious traffic over the network to other devices to further the attack. The administrators want to view the network traffic so that they can get an idea what to expect. Which of the following would the administrators want to use in order to view traffic on the network? Alright, I give you. Find the answer now. Alright, if you're ready. The answer is protocol analyzer. Alright, what is that? Protocol analyzers are also called snipers. They intercept network traffic and allow an administrator or a hacker to view packet data. Data cannot be read if it's encrypted. The ability to see the traffic on the network should not be underestimated, especially during the instances of troubleshooting and locating potential malicious activity. It's enable a view of streaming traffic in real time, which is not offered by many switches or router, unless they are high-end. Items such plain text password being transmitted over the network, potential source of blood attack, and more can be discovered. Alright, next question. What binds the digital signature to identify key? Right? What binds the digital signature to identify key? Okay, ready? All right. Your guess. Let's go to, let's read the A, signature key, B, certificate, C, public key, and D, private key. The answer is certificate. What is that? A certificate is an electronic document that uses a digital signature to bind the key with the user's identity. This type of infrastructure takes an entire system of hardware, software, and software policy. Public key infrastructure (PKI) provides the backbone of digital signature verification to servers as a mean of authentication and encryption. The sender uses their private key to encrypt hash of the message. The recipient then uses the sender public key to decrypt the hash and verify the authentication. All right, next question. Question number 6. If you're ready, security engineer in consulting for a local hospital, their IT system are not using any method for emergency power, which has the security concern. What can the security engineer recommend as an emergency power system in case of a power outage? Number 1, redundant power supply, possible. B, backup generator. C, UPS. D, surge protector. So D and C is not in the list, so we're going to work out with A or B, redundant power supply or backup generator. What do you think is the best answer in that question? All right, this is an easy question, so that if you choose B, that's the answer. What is that? A backup generator is a part of an emergency power system used when there is an outage of regular electronic grid power. Some emergency power system might include special lighting and fuel cells. A larger, more commercial backup generator can power portion of the building. Right, let's go to the next question. Question number 7. During his orientation, an administrator is being introduced to the various departments and instructed as to their rules. One section of the company is divided into 2 divisions, where one is responsible for accepting and validating bills and other is responsible for paying those bills. This is an example of what security method that uses more than one person to complete a particular task. This is another easy question. I think, yeah, that's an easy one. What do you think is the best answer here? All right, ready? Oh, let's read the answer is onboarding, security awareness, separation of duties, and mandatory. So if you choose separation of duty, that's the correct answer. What is that? Separation of duties is when more than one person is required to complete a particular operation. This distributes control over a system and infrastructure or particular task. It's check and balance system for security. All right. Next, logs are indicating that a router is not responding to any questions. The administrator investigates and discovers that the router is being overwhelmed with a request from a workstation. This effectively making it non-functional in its attempt to respond to all requests. This is an example of which of the following? Yeah, lags indicating that the router is not responsible. So, man in the middle, ARP poisoning, brute force attack, denial of service. Lags are indicating that the router is not responding, meaning overwhelm, overloading of requests. I think this is another easy question. All right, let's go and finish this one. The answer is denial of service. What is a denial of service? Denial of service, or DOS, attack is when a single source attacks a victim to disable its functionality or service. The difference between a distributed DOS, DDoS, and a DOS is that the attack uses a source, whereas a DDoS uses multiple sources. Both attacks seek to deplete the availability resources of the victim, rendering it unavailable. This is typically accomplished by sending a large number of requests to the victim server, which lack of trying to respond to all the requests once. All right. Next question. Question number 9. An attacker gained access to an older company network and began footprinting the environment. The attacker discovered that the network is still using NTLM for authentication due to the presence of Windows XP and Server 2003 machines. The attacker is able to intercept the authentication stream and resend the encoded password to gain access to various systems. Which of the following is most likely occurred in this scenario? Patch the hash attack, rainbow table attack, birth date attack, dictionary. This is, I think, this is another easy question. All right, let's finish this one. You choose A, that's the right answer. Pass the hash attack. All right, why is that? A pass the hash attack is when an attacker is able to determine the hash of a user password and then essentially tricks the system into believing that the attacker actually entered a valid password. Any authentication protocol that sends hashes encrypted over the network is susceptible to this attack, especially Microsoft Manager and NT-LAN Manager. NT-LAN is a NT-LAN Manager, NTLM. Right, last question for today. Diffie-Hellman provides a solution for some who wants to secure exchange encryption keys for primary communication but needs to do it in a way that prevents eavesdrop from obtaining the key. The process DH used to prevent the key from being obtained involves creating temporary public and private keys that expire after a setup time. What type of key are these? This one Diffie-Hellman provide. Oh, make me confuse this one. So for me, this is a hard question. So, all right. A is static, B ephemeral, C self-destructive, D is dynamic. Okay, based on the selection here, it's dynamic, self, and static look like it's not in out of the box here. So obvious the answer is ephemeral key. What is that? A pass. Oh no, ephemeral. There are two primary categories of symmetric keys: ephemeral and static. Generally speaking, the static keys are semi-permanent and virtual stay indefinitely until they are revoked. Ephemeral keys are designed to work for a very limited time, are recreated with each new session. Alright, that's it for now, and thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.